I would put it on the bun. You could fit the pickles. You could put pickles in the pickles. You can fit the pickles in there. You can fit the pickles in there. Come on. Some onions. Pickle chicken sandwich. Take it away, John Frickin Smith.
Welcome to the rabbit hole.
How did we end up on that rabbit hole?
Where all you knew is wrong. And rules are just suggestions.
I like the pipe.
Made up as we go along.
Shut up, Corn.
Fuck you.
And who knows what you'll find here. Maybe heaven or your worst fears. Whatever it may be, it's yours to keep forever.
Just in time. You've entered a rabbit hole. Please go down further. Where there's philosophy hidden within stupidity.
My nipples are sweating.
What are they doing to that chicken?
They're punching holes in it. You know what?
Man,
I want to
fuck that.
teabag Hank Azaria. He can make weird noises.
You're fucking weird.
You guys are horrible.
Bunyan rings? Like, I wouldn't eat those.
What the fuck? Hey,
Even if it was Paul Bunyan themed, like, you know what I mean?
Anyone-
Like flannel onion rings or something like that. Be like, yeah, I had a heart attack. Fuck you.
it's a sunshiny day.
Yeah. Fat people need love, too.
Hello there, and welcome to the Rabbit Hole. I am Millie Van Nielsen, one of the J&T baggers, and you are just in time for another solo edition. Oh, that sounds so sad. Don't leave. Don't leave. It's okay. But yeah, we've got a few things here. I'm gonna try not to say "but" yeah as much. I'll tell you what. If I say it more than 3 times, the first person to comment on it gets a goddamn sticker. Yeah, because we still got a shit ton of those. So, yeah. Before we even get into anything, I want to thank John Frickin Smith for his beautiful song, Yours to Keep, from the album Songs of the Great Collapse. A very great album, actually, too. Head to johnfrickinsmith.com and check it out for yourself. Yeah, sorry, not an offensive segue, but I just don't want to forget. Because I've been smoking all morning. This is another one of those AM edition recordings. And I've got, no boys here and nothing, no other real interruptions much. But, almost. I didn't say yeah after. That's the condition. I gotta say yeah after too. That's what makes it weird. But, so what am I smoking on? I'm smoking on some banana sherbet shake. It's supposed to be shake. Now, for any non-pot enthusiast listeners that are wondering what the fuck shake is, honestly, it's just the shit that falls off. It's just the weed that falls off of the weed. And they tend to save it up at the bottom and then they sell it like that. Some places are dicks about it and it's just nothing but sticks and leaves. This place decided to one-up it. The whole point of shake is you're getting it much, much cheaper. So, me being a broke stoner, as the description of our show implies, I decided to go for cheaper. And these fuckers decided to hook me up, and it's very, very chunky, thick nuggets of weed in there. So it's on one hand, the convenience of being able to just roll already broken up weed isn't really there. However, I do have a lot of dense nuggage, and so it balances out. It's cool. They still gave me the cheap price and better quality. Yeah. See, that's where Papa John's always got it wrong. They never said better price. Bastards. But yeah, speaking of herbs, I just want to also give a special shout out to Hooks, Rubs, and Spices. I still I've used up about all my free samples that I got from them. So I'm going to have to order some more. Head to Etsy.com. I believe they have a shop on there. Just look for Hooks, Rubs, and Spices. There is a link in the description too. You can always scroll down and just click on that. And we can, you can enjoy it. I know that the one yeah, if they're listening, they should already know. They're going to get an order from me soon because I want to try that lemon pepper. Because that was like the only one that wasn't included. And I happen to have a weakness for lemon pepper. I've worked at a couple places that have it available. And that shit is delicious on some fries. I don't know why, but I'm weird. A light bit of lemon pepper, just very light, on some fries, dipped in some nacho cheese. Fuck, you can tell I'm high and I'm a fat ass because I just fucking 3 minutes into the fucking episode and I'm already talking about goddamn food. Yeah. But this isn't... Oh, well, speaking of food, I totally forgot. We got a voicemail a few weeks ago. A couple voicemails a few weeks ago. And last week we got together to record and I totally forgot to tell the guys about it. Like, they haven't heard the voicemail or anything. So, yeah. I'm going to go ahead and play that for you now, just because, fuck it, they're not here. We don't need them. We've got this. But, yeah, I just had to point out that I am a jackass, so sorry about that, because this should have been on last week's episode at the very least. The voicemail happened to come in after we got done recording the week before's episode, and we've gotten a new thing lately, or not lately, it's just something after a while, we stopped wanting to play voicemails, just throwing them into the episode. We want to actually react to them, you know what I mean? At least after. So, without further ado, yes, I said a doobie because I've got a doobie in my hand. Or as the old folks might call it, I rolled a number. Yeah. Oh, God, I feel so old for saying that. And that's beyond my time even. But, yeah, without further ado, that's just going to be a part of it. That's just going to be something I say from now on. So just be used to that. All right. Just be used to without further ado, because I've been smoking so many joints lately. It's almost converted me away from the tobacco. Almost. Yeah, I'm weak. And we need help. But yeah, without further ado, there it is again. And it's trying to cut into those, but yeah, like I do every fucking solo episode. So, yeah, once again, without further ado, here is a couple voicemails from Jared from the Hashtag Blackout Podcast, a.k.a. one of my cousins.
Hey, what's up, DJ Corn Rookie? This is Jared, one half of the Hashtag Blackout Podcast. I'm sure Jay would send his love, but I actually haven't seen him today, seeing as we live in two totally different states, but I did talk to him, and yes, I guess he sends his love. Anyway, hey, just wanted to reach out, talk to y'all about this masturbation episode you guys had. Not necessarily talking about masturbation or slow-sturbation, whatever you want to call it, but I do want to talk about that cereal that y'all talked about, all the interesting cereal types that are coming out. Not sure I'd want to taste all that stuff, y'all, all those random cereals, but there's a couple of cereals that I do want to taste. For some reason, I do like oat-based cereals, and I love oatmeal cream pie, so why not have an oatmeal cream pie cereal? That's one. Another one I want to taste, Dreamsicle. That orange, that cream, works great with milk. I bet it would be tasty. Another one, maybe this is out there, but I don't think I've ever seen it. Cookies and cream ice cream cereal. I mean, come on, man. It just makes sense. You got the cookies, you got the cream, you got the milk. It just makes sense, right? Right, for me, at least. Now, maybe a couple others. Oreo cereal, just like the straight double stuffed version. That would be good, but I guess that would go back along the lines with the cookies and cream. Nilla wafers. I bet that would be good. And also graham crackers. Just straight up graham crackers. If we're using all these random flavors, you know what I'm saying, why not use that? Something else I want to taste? I'll taste lemon meringue pie cereal. Even though the lemon and the milk may not really go well together, I don't care. I'll taste it. Why not? They're making this other stuff. Why not make that? You know? Mario cereal, we already got that, but what about some cannoli cereal? You know? Crispy, round, long, cylindrical things filled with cream. I mean, we know that there's a couple things like that already, given that it's a masturbation episode, but, you know, I'd like to taste and crunch a little bit of cannoli with the cream in my mouth to go along with the cereal, if you know what I mean. But yeah, those are just a few. I don't know though. You know, I wouldn't go so crazy to go with like the spaghetti and meatball cereal or, you know, even bacon cereal. I'm not sure I want that unless it was candy bacon cereal. And then, yeah, I would definitely taste it. Oh yeah, but Sour Patch Kids, nah. I hope they get rid of that. Also, Twizzlers, please never come out with that kind of cereal, or Red Vine, because they're trash. nobody better ever also make a licorice cereal, black licorice. While I do love black, as I got cut off saying before, I do not like black licorice. I think it's trash. I think it's throw up worthy every time you sniff it. Anyway, all that being said, hey man, shout out to you guys. Much love to y'all. Much love and respect. We need to black out one of these days, either in the rabbit hole or in the Blackout Podcast. Whatever you want to do, we need to make it happen. Yeah. Glad to hear y'all all back together again and again. Not just like one time. You know, for a second on that episode, I didn't even know Corn was there, but then he finally said something like 8 minutes in or something like that. So, yeah, glad y'all are all back. Hope y'all are doing well. Fam for life. Black it out. Peace.
Oh, fucking A. Well, huge shout out and thank you, Jared, from the Hashtag Blackout Podcast. Always love getting voicemails from you guys. Fucking, that serial voicemail might be a bit of a retaliation because I did hit up their voicemail like a month or so ago, a while back. And I went off on it. It was like 3 fucking voicemails I fucking went off. I filled up that Google space as much as I fucking could. But I almost did it again. You hear that shit? Let me light this joint because that's what's fucking me up right now. So anyway, sorry, a little bit of feedback in my doobie. But yeah, so the voicemail, obviously, like he said, he's talking about the masturbation episode, which that episode, before I even get into the voicemail, that particular episode had a little bit of a weird mishap happen. What was it? The original name for that episode was actually Neapolitan Cereal, but I fucked up because we had recorded fucking that episode and the week before's episode like back to back within the same week, and I edited them both. And when I went to upload the week before's episode, which was, I believe, Lowrider Blockade, yes. Initially, I made them, somehow I got confused. I confused myself, and I titled it fucking Neapolitan Cereal. I even put the Neapolitan Cereal picture on it and uploaded it like that. And it wasn't until about, I for some reason, something told me to listen to it again. And when I was listening to it, I realized, oh shit, I just put the way wrong. I put a title on there that didn't even belong. So in order to, so I went and switched the picture and changed the title to the episode real quick. And I was like, I don't know. And I just, something told me just change it for the next one, because I didn't want to upload Neapolitan Cereal twice in a week and have it just like, whoa, what the fuck is wrong with these guys? And have some weird Mandela effect to have to explain, even though I'm explaining it now. Relights joint. That's the problem with joints sometimes. If you're not constantly puffing, they will go out. So yeah, if you hear me stop real quick to take a quick, you hear that noise, that's me hitting the doob. Obviously, this has been a very wake and bake morning. This is what happens when you get 2 days off in a row. You get comfortable. Yes, and I've got me some coffee. Oh wow, the cup I'm holding just happens to say California on it. That is not on purpose. This isn't a video. But so yeah, back to the voicemail. So yeah, that episode was actually supposed to be initially called Neapolitan Cereal, which me and Rook and I went on a whole tangent of shit with cereal, fucking for a minute there, we all did. But yeah, Jared just seemed to have been inspired by the idea of some funky cereals and shit. And why the hell not? This is like the day and age where we're just taking some of the random sweets and just putting them into cereals. Why the fuck not? Lemon meringue probably is the only one I wouldn't fuck with, but that's just because I'm not a lemon meringue guy. But Nilla wafers, like some mini Nilla wafers in a fucking bowl with some milk. Oh man. Especially if they had like a chocolate version. I am a sucker for chocolate cereals too, by the way. Any of our UK listeners ever want to ship us a box of Nesquik cereal since we can't get it in the US? Hit us up. We might have to get a P.O. box or something. Shit. But I almost did it again. Remember, I didn't say yeah, so I think I've only got 2. 1 more. Or two more, because it's got to be more than 3. 2 more. Somebody could win a free sticker. But, these, he threw out some, Jared threw out a lot of fucking random ass cereals too in there. And I'm like mixing, so like even though I just listened to the voicemail, I still, some of them keep mixing in with the cookies and cream cereal. I think we did try to touch on, but not the Oreo O's. I think he means that too. Those Oreo O's isn't the same. They don't taste like Oreos. When we first heard about that, we thought like, okay, Oreos in a bowl, perfect. And honestly, they make Oreos minis. Why don't they just put those in a bowl? You don't have to have the cream. Or just put it like in the middle, make them some O's or something. I don't know. But yeah. I think Jared's got like an inner stoner in him. And he lets it out when he listens to us. And he'll drop a voicemail that kind of goes with it. Because hell, that's almost, usually people thinking that much about cereals usually... Well, usually we're pretty high when we're thinking that much about damn cereals. But I guess you don't have to be. But yeah, thanks again. Yeah, Jared from the Hashtag Blackout Podcast. I believe they're still on SoundCloud, and they're available on like all the other podcast players as well. So yeah, hit up the Hashtag Blackout Podcast. I actually love listening to them. They honestly, they're the only ones that keep me up to date on hip hop and shit like that. Otherwise, I would be. I am still very unknowledgeable when it comes to today's hip hop. God damn it! I gotta relight this thing again. But there is a reason we are here today, though, and it was not just for the voicemails, even though that was pretty big part of it. Well, first off, Jared, that's another black guy saying that the black licorice is not good, which means black jelly beans. Well, if you don't like black licorice, you don't like black jelly beans. Again, it goes back to our point of American History X. That was not an offensive part when homeboy threw out the black jelly bean from the bowl. Yeah, that's not offensive. There's nothing yeah. That wasn't, that's okay. You can throw out the black jelly beans all you want. They're disgusting. We don't like them. But I will say, Jared, don't you run down red vines. You can run down Twizzlers all you want, but don't you step on red vines. I'm not saying I'd put it into a cereal because that sounds disgusting, but they are good. They're like the cheapest thing at the movies, the red vines, sometimes. Besides bitch-ass popcorn. Fucking A. Speaking of popcorn and the movies.
Some movies suck, and some are great, but our reviews are always late reviews with the boys from Just in Time.
Yeah. Speaking of popcorn in the movies, well, tonight, tonight, Redcorn and I were supposed to go to Shazam, but it's looking like that's going to be Saturday night, which is fine. But there is, well, as the song implied, some late reviews. Now, I won't take up too much time on these, but well, fuck it. I'll start with the one that we actually went to the theater, since I was talking about popcorn and shit. Redcorn and I did go see Captain Marvel because it's a Marvel movie and we've been kind of on that kick at least. Even though we don't always do a late review for him, we usually kind of do. So he couldn't be here obviously to do the review with me, but we actually both kind of had the same opinion walking out of this one. But first, let's talk about walking into it. First off, Corn and I got really, really baked. Showed up last second. No, we left when the movie was supposed to be starting, so we got there a good 5-6 minutes late. Then decided to stop to get popcorn. And, because I bought the ticket, so Redcorn was like, oh, I'll get the popcorn and, a couple sodas. Fine, fuck it. We go, we orders, I think, 2 medium drinks, 2 medium drinks and a large popcorn. And we get to the counter and all he has on him is a 20. And of course, because it's a fucking movie theater, and because he had to say large on the popcorn, which I don't know why. Corn and I, we usually will share popcorn because not because we're in love, because we're cheap, and because neither of us can finish a small popcorn by ourselves. Why he said large, I do not know. I think it's because he's a little guy and he just wants to be able to order big things. Actually, there's probably some truth to that. But yeah, so we get to the thing. She fucking, the total's like 23 something, of course. So Redcorn's sitting there like, all I got is a 20. He's got he opens up his wallet to reveal emptiness. I open up my wallet. I don't have any cash on me either. I used my card to pay for the tickets. So I'm like, okay, fuck it. I'll just put the rest on my debit card or whatever. I'm searching my pockets and couldn't fucking find it. Start having that freak out moment because it was one of those, it was still loose in my pocket and shit. I didn't put it back in my wallet because I thought I planned on using it again for the snacks anyway. But I'm searching for it. Couldn't find it for a temporary second. Like, I actually said out loud just standing there, just like, how the fuck did I pay for the tickets if I don't have my goddamn debit card? As I finally reach my hand in my jacket pocket and find it. Yeah. So we finally get the fucking popcorn. We go sit down. First off, we sit down and we're still like 5 minutes before the fucking movie's starting. Like there's still like 5 minutes of trailers before the movie's starting, and we were already running like good 15 minutes late. So goddamn, when it comes to trailers. Finally, of course, we find our usual spot to the left. To the left on the side aisle. Fucking, yeah. There's 4 seats. We take up 2 of them. Nobody's sitting next to us. Because who the fuck wants to? Especially with me sitting on the outer side. Oh, yeah. But yeah. Overall, we walked out both kind of saying the same thing. Yeah, it was alright. It was, I don't know. It was a little bit. I'm not going to get into the half political, wannabe political shit that was going around surrounding this movie and its release and the star of the movie. I don't care about any of that shit, honestly. When it came down to it, we were going to see a Marvel movie no matter what. Of course, the big one coming up too, and hell, by the time this comes out, well, it probably won't be out yet, but Shazam will. But so we were gonna see it no matter what. And we didn't listen to any of the bullshit. So, but honestly, just as someone that's watched almost all these movies in the theater and enjoyed it. First off, it wasn't an empty theater, but it wasn't full. Black Panther was full. Fucking obviously Infinity War was full. Even Ant-Man and Wasp was pretty full. But yeah, theater wasn't very full. Not even a judgment. The movie itself, which is what it's all about, right? I don't know. It was okay. I mean, it did, it accomplished the mission of giving us an MCU origin movie, which is, let's take the origins and, obviously they're going to tweak for movies purposes and to try to fit her in because it's set in 1995. I will say this. For a movie set in the 90s that was actually trying really hard to, set a 90s vibe through the soundtrack, I just didn't. It didn't do it. I don't know. The 90s were filled with a lot of great music and they did hit multiple genres, but I just don't know, man. The 90s were... First off, this bitch should have still been listening to the 80s music. She shouldn't have even given a fuck about any 90s music, so no doubt shouldn't have even really been playing. I'm just gonna say that. And yes, I will... Something that's probably been said all over the place anyway, too. She was a bit OP. A bit overpowered. Not even I'm not saying it in a critical, I'm saying I don't know, with the most superhero movies, when they're in that final battle stage, something happens to draw blood, there's got to be at least one quick moment where you're like, hope seems almost lost, this is about the triumphant moment, and then they have the triumphant moment. She didn't really have a triumphant moment, because she didn't really have to overcome anything, she was just, it was almost like Neo, except, okay, if if you let's go back to 99 or 98, whichever one it was. Let's go back to the first Matrix for a second. Towards the very end, Neo gets the living daylights beat out of him. He's dead. All the life signs are gone. Then he gets up and he's the one. They did that, but without the ass kicking part. Like without the getting his ass kicked part first. She stood up and oh my God, she's the one. And just had like unlimited powers and whatnot. This is where I'll give him credit. Lee Pace. Yep, fuck the cat. I don't give a shit about the cat. I wasn't even impressed by the cat because they put so much goddamn hype on it. But Lee Pace, actor Lee Pace, they actually got him to reprise his role as Ronan the Accuser, even if it was only for like 5 minutes. Still cool that just because after watching Infinity War and finding out Hugo Weaving wasn't actually playing Red Skull again, it was cool to see that it's cool when they actually can get somebody to reprise a role, especially for such a small piece of the movie. Other than that, it was pretty, post-credit scene was pretty expected, kind of, in that way. I don't know. I'm more excited about the big movie that's coming out after it, so I think that kind of helps, like, it doesn't overshadow it, it just makes it to where, like, I don't know, they could have gone a little bit more epic, I guess, or at least had a little bit more of a struggle for her. But they didn't. This is one thing I will say, and I'll probably not be considered the nice person for this one, but it kind of happens in the very beginning of Captain Marvel. She's sparring with Jude Law, and I wouldn't even give away his character, even though if you're listening to this by now, you've probably already watched it, and if you're that nerdy, you definitely knew who he was. But she's sparring with him, and he says that she needs to control her emotions. Yet this woman shows not much emotion at all on her face anywhere, nor does she act on any kind of emotion. So really, emotion didn't seem like it was actually a thing. They were creating a problem that wasn't there. It was like one of those ads as seen on TV commercials and shit or whatever, you know. Oh, aren't you tired of your toes poking through the tips of your socks? Well, here's a goddamn pad for your socks. It goes in every sock and it just attaches to your foot. Sorry, that's just what it seemed like a bit to me. Just a bit. But yeah, she didn't have I didn't see the emotion part. And yeah, her photon blasts were cool, I guess. They were cool. They took down ships and whatnot. That was cool. Realistically though, they didn't even need to have the whole fucking, I don't know, Jude Law didn't need to be there. I'm just gonna say it like that. All he was just like, I don't know, they like, remember how they used to criticize Spike Lee for having just these evil white men in his movies like that was the bad guy, was just this evil, angry white man. And okay, I'm going actually really specifically. I'm not even saying he criticized. I'm saying Family Guy. They did like a quick cutaway where, yeah, and I think their example was Do the Right Thing, where they had Danny Aiello just screaming fucking monstrously. And that's kind of what Jude Law's character in this one reminded me of, was just this angry screaming man for no reason and shit, especially at the end. But yeah, so yeah, all in all, yeah, I won't even say don't watch it, because it's a Marvel movie. If you want to watch them all.
Alex, what are you doing, pal?
Oh, hey, Dimitri. I was just going to put all these signs that I made to promote our new satirical sitcom podcast, 2000 DC.
Dude, it's an audio-based format.
Yeah, so I was going to put these all over the place so people could read them so they can... Oh, I see what you mean now.
Yeah, there's no way people are going to know that we're on Podbean and various other platforms if they can't read the signs.
So wait, hold on. Do they just have to wait till Saturday when we release?
Pretty much, yeah.
Ah, well, the heart was in the right place, I guess. So what now? I guess I'm throwing away signs.
You're throwing away signs.
All right, and we are back. Well, I'm back. Sorry about the commercial break, but I had to go refill my coffee. Otherwise, this is a very awkward episode. And I'm fucking baked. About to get more baked. But I have yet another late review. Yes, 2 in 1. Hell yes, aren't you the lucky? No. Probably not. But actually, I in this particular late review situation, I felt like the lucky one. Because I actually got to check out a movie that I enjoyed. And it was kind of one of our most unique scenarios surrounding a late review. Now, obviously, if you've listened before, usually our late reviews are just us talking and, oh, you haven't seen that? Well, here, watch it. And then we talk about it the next week. Usually. Other times it's been, obviously it's we've gotten to the point where we got to a point where we considered any review to be a late review. Just by the standard of even if we go see a movie and record and upload that episode on the same night, there's already going to be 100 other people that have reviewed it, at least. So, by all definition, any fucking movie review we do, any review at all we do, pretty much is considered a late review. Anyway, so, this one, though, was a bit different. And I'll tell you why. Well, like I said, usually the guys and I, it comes up or we decide to go see a movie or something. This one was a little bit different. This was one of the rare occasions in which a director actually reached out to us and sent us a screener link so that we could check out their movie. And I do believe this movie is available on Amazon Prime. So if you've got that, go check it out, definitely. Sorry about that cough. Moving on. So the movie is called Butterfly Kisses. It was released in 2018. I believe there's a movie with the same title that came out in 2017, so don't get them confused. This one is a horror flick, and it's not about some teenagers or whatever the other one might have been. But written and directed by Eric Christopher Myers, who big shout out to. Like I said before, he was the one who actually reached out to us and asked us if we wanted to check it out. And yeah, because we don't have Prime, he shot us a link so we could actually just watch it. And I gotta say, Rookie's usually the one that shies away from the horror movies, although I have started getting him to come around a bit. He's getting bit by the bug, so expect some more horror coming up, probably even before Halloween. We usually save it for that, but yeah, that probably won't be the case this year because I think Rookie's actually been checking him out more. But this movie though, as like I said, written and directed by Eric Christopher Myers, who again, shout out. He fucking reached out to us and hit us up, and we got to enjoy it. So the official IMDb synopsis or summary or whatever would say a filmmaker discovers a box of videotapes depicting two students disturbing film project featuring a local horror legend, the Peeping Tom. As he sets out to prove this story is real and release it as a work of his own, he loses himself and the film crew following him into his project. So, yeah, the way it's presented is pretty much with a document, as if a documentary is being filmed about a guy trying to present found footage as a movie and shit, pretty much, but also trying to prove that it's real. It's actually probably one of the most unique takes I've ever seen on a found footage horror movie. Usually they're pretty straightforward. It's, you know what I mean? You'll have the aspects of maybe kids going after an urban legend or something, but that's it. There's usually no outside perspective, which I kind of liked about this one is that, you've got the director, you've got a filmmaker who finds the footage. And I like too that they, within the movie, they asked a lot of the questions that were popping up into my head. Oh, really? A filmmaker just happens to find footage? They threw that question at him. That was the beautiful part about them having a documentary crew following the filmmaker. It gave you another perspective, which I liked because it kind of I don't know, it almost reminded me of Scream, like in the way that Scream was able to poke fun a little bit at slashers while being, you know what I mean, a new take on slashers. This, I think, was the equivalent to to found footage horror movies, honestly. Because you had the documentary crew. You had, like, pretty much throughout this whole movie, there's the whole question of, is the footage real or is it not? I mean, obviously the whole story's fiction, but within the, you know what I mean, within the thing, is it a hoax? Is it real? You know, did these two film students who couldn't be found, obviously, did they ever encounter, you know, there was footage on there of them catching something popping up. The Peeping Tom legend, I actually liked how they did that one too. There's an explanation for everything pretty much within the movie, and for the, you know what I mean, I think he's summoned by staring like into a tunnel at midnight or something like that for like an hour straight without blinking, which is a feat within itself. But they were able to use like a camera as an eyeball pretty much and keep that open. It was a nice take. There was you first off, that you actually did get to see the entity or whatever, which I love that. I have always hated that about found footage horror, when you don't see any actual, like, when you don't see the fucking bad guy. God damn it, we want to see the bad guy. And you saw the bad guy, you saw some, there was a little bit of, one of my favorite parts though was within the movie, there's a part where the documentary crew gets him onto a radio station, and they actually got fucking Eduardo Sanchez. Yes, the guy that did fucking Blair Witch Project. They actually got him to talk about, like, you know what I mean, the whole factor of people trying to use like a hoax and shit to push their fucking found footage horror movie, like we've seen on some of them. Like I remember seeing a movie on Netflix called Paranormal Entity, and it came out like right around fucking Paranormal Activity, obviously. And it was one of those found footage horrors that said at the end, I thought it was weird because at the end of the movie, like you've already watched the movie, it says go to this website to find out, you know, the story and shit, to find out more about, you know, what happened to these people. And because hell, at the time I was just smoking and high and whatnot, and not even that, just fucking bored, honestly. At the time I didn't have a job or anything, so I go to the website. And it was like it was trying to promote the movie. Like, you already saw the movie. Why would you put the link at the... It was dumb. It obviously fucking... Obviously it was it was a fucking movie and not fucking real found footage. But that's what I liked about this Butterfly Kisses movie, was that they actually poked fun at that kind of shit too. The way directors have tried to do that before, to really try to sell it as some actual found footage instead of just a fucking movie. But luckily, because the whole thing's, you know, a movie and fictional, you do get to see fucking, you know, eventually they do encounter this fucker, or they, you know what I mean, they do fucking, they do summon him somehow. And yeah, you know, some people die, some people, you know, there's still like a layer of disbelief until pretty much the end almost. Yeah. And even the ending I thought was pretty good. I'm not even trying to spoil too much either. That's what's weird. I don't want to spoil anything, because I think if you can if you can go check this one out, I highly suggest it. Especially if you watched Blair Witch Project and thought like, man, I just wish I would have seen more happen in it. Definitely watch Butterfly Kisses, because they do all the things that you when you watch. I've watched a few of these found footage horror type movies, and there's a lot of times when it's just like, dude, just show me something. Show me a ghost moving or something. Don't just show a chair moving or a door closing or someone acting possessed. Show me some kind of actual entity being caught on camera. And God damn it, they did it. This was like everything I wanted. Actually would have yelled at fucking found footage horror movies wanting to see. So yeah. Great job by fucking everybody involved. All the acting was pretty damn good and everything too. I actually was pretty locked in from the beginning, and it held. I watched this movie on my phone, and a movie's got to be good to keep your attention locked on a fucking small screen. I don't have one of them tablet phones and shit. So a movie's got to be pretty damn good to keep your attention locked on it for a fucking hour and a half, 2 hours or whatever. And this movie definitely kept my attention for the entire time. Every time I would try to guess or predict or anything like that, it would pretty much straight up pull that answer right out of my head and just like, oh, well, what about this? Oh, well, I was just thinking about that too. Beautiful. So yeah, very, very well presented. Very, I sound like I'm dick riding, but no, I did thoroughly, and I genuinely enjoyed this movie though. I would highly recommend it. There might be a link down in the description. I'm not positive, but there might be a link. If not, again, it's Butterfly Kisses, released 2018, not 2017. So just make sure you watch the right one. And yeah, definitely check it out. Fucking, again, big shout out to Eric Christopher Myers for sending us the link. Fucking big thank you. And if you ever want to fucking throw any other ones at us for us to check out, we are fucking on board. And if that goes to anybody, goddamn it. If you make a fucking movie or a fucking TV show or something, hit us up. We'll gladly do some reviews and whatnot, cause we enjoy this shit. But yeah, oh, there it is. Did you hear it? That was the third one. One more and you fucking win something. I guess I gotta. Well, I don't think I even have anything much else on the agenda for today, to be honest. Oh, actually, that's a lie. We've been talking about it, but yeah, and that was the fourth one. Hit us up at JNT Podcast on social media, anything like that, and say that just message us that's for and fucking some info or whatever, and we will send us stickers. God damn it. First, like, I don't know, first 10 people or something like that, we'll send you a sticker. See, it sounds funny, but it sounds weird, but we fucking will. But, almost did it again. So we've been talking about some battles. We do have some, we're doing a little bit different this time. Instead of picking from a big old random list, we're just kind of, I don't know, we're doing it weird this time. We're kind of loading up some of these battles before we even begin them, just to kind of put them out there. The last few battles we did were kind of, I don't know, they were decided on last second, and they didn't go so well because we didn't have much material to work with, or I don't know. But we're bringing back the damn actor battles probably next week, and yeah, we'll probably be able to fucking do that. Also, there was one more thing. What was it? Marijuana affects there was one more thing, and I just remembered it too. We are probably going to be opening up a fucking merch store or whatever, one of those online merch stores or whatever, so you can get some of our cool designs or some of our cheesy designs on the fucking t-shirts or whatever. We haven't officially done anything yet, so I can't say like what exactly will be available and shit, but we are planning on doing that within the next couple of weeks. That way, if you want to support the show, you can get something back for it. You know, you can actually get something for it by just getting a fucking t-shirt or whatever. But other than that, the boys should be back next week, at least Rookie. If not, I might have to. Well, I'm probably gonna grab him by his ear and just drag him here next week anyway, because usually I don't know. Rook's been having a weird thing. This year's been different. Rook, if he misses like a week or two, he comes back with a vengeance. Like, dude, we need to fucking record, and all of a sudden he's bugging us. I can't make it tonight, but then all of a sudden he's like, dude, we gotta record. So yeah. There it is again. I'll see you next week. It probably won't just be me. Who knows? I might even have a guest next week. There is someone that I have been thinking about hitting up. Someone that will probably do the show. Yeah. But we'll see next week. Shout out to John Frickin Smith and Hooks, Rubs, and Spices, and the boys over at the Hashtag Blackout Podcast. Catch you next week. Thanks for jumping down the rabbit hole.